everybody, you're watching Newsmakers. So the trending story of, I could say this week, the past couple weeks, is Julian Assange, is the founder of WikiLeaks, his continuous residence in the Ecuadorian embassy, and we gotta say, what's gonna happen if he takes a step out? Obviously he's gonna be snatched up, but when is that gonna happen? Is he gonna stay in the Ecuadorian embassy forever?
No, I don't think he's gonna stay in there forever. I mean, before we even kind of get on to what's going to happen to him, we have to, discuss why he's arrested in the first place.
Why?
Because the reason that he's arrested is absolute rubbish. It doesn't make any sense. If you know the full story,
It didn't make sense.
Yeah, if you've got any sort of intelligence,
right,
you'll realize that this whole story is just a complete fabrication. It's a complete
it's so obvious.
Yeah, it's a complete puppet ploy by the states to get hold of Julian Assange because of what he did through WikiLeaks. He got hold of sensitive US information, sensitive even English information, that pertained to the war in Iraq and that kind of thing. And he let it out in the public. I mean, damaging information that he then let out into the public for the public to decide on whether it is right or not, which is what any good investigative journalist does. So that's the reason why he's now in trouble with the English government and the US government.
I gotta hand it to Ecuador because they're one of these smaller countries that are standing up to big superpowers like the United States, who have been for years just kind of bouncing around international law and doing their own thing, getting away with it. The war in Iraq. Anybody? I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And they do, you're right, it's a puppet ploy. Assange is sitting in the Ecuadorian embassy. He told them to call off the witch hunt. It is a witch hunt. Give me a break. It's not anything else but a witch hunt. A sexual assault charge to be sent to Switzerland. He's going to be sent to the United States, and then God knows what they're going to do with him. Send him to Guantanamo Bay. You won't see him ever again. It's ridiculous.
Also these sexual assault charges, if you understand them and what the actual charges are, it's a bit fishy. It's
a bit fishy,
it's a bit,
of course.
It's a bit iffy, to be honest. They don't really stick. What's the word? When you've been accused of something? Your alibi. His alibi is rock solid, is legit, but they're like, no, there's holes in his alibi. We think he did something. And he's basically going up against the English and US government. He doesn't have a chance, man. He really doesn't have a chance.
Well, I think the next couple of weeks are really going to show, because the press has a hold of this now. If the UK were to go into the Ecuadorian embassy, or the US would go around its bounds, this is going to be a huge story. Yeah. It's going to be a huge story. But you have the United States, they're the kid on the playground that doesn't, if they don't get their way, they'll make it happen, no matter what. So what we're going to see, Assange is going to be sitting there in the Ecuadorian embassy. Drone attack. Adios. Is that what we're going to see, Paul?
I know. For the US to drone attack
it would not surprise me,
English soil, if it happened, I'd be like,
there's bloody bollocks.
Just blow them all up. But what's going to happen is that the US and the English, they're basically just going to siege the Ecuadorian embassy, and they're just going to sit outside and wait for him to leave.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. He's got nowhere to go. He has to stay inside the embassy unless they smuggle him out in like a laundry truck or something like that, which I don't think really works nowadays.
This is true.
Yeah, there's something from like The Great Escape. Dig a tunnel. They should dig a tunnel from underneath the Ecuadorian. I bet you they probably have.
Most definitely. But you know what? This is what's going to happen. The United States need to realize that the world is educated.
Yeah.
They know what international law is. They know what is right and wrong. And if you go around that, there's going to be a hellstorm coming down.
And with the current political climate in the States, if they do this, not only at
Obama's
home,
completely taken a back seat. He hasn't said anything.
That's true. Obama hasn't come out with a yes or a no, because he knows if he comes out with a no, he's going to be in trouble with his political sponsors, that kind of thing. Guys are giving him the green. And if he says yes, he's going to be in trouble with the international community and the international politics. So he can't say either at this point. So the wisest thing for him to do is what he's done, is just remove himself from the situation.
That's right.
And just take a back seat and let it play out and see what happens, because either way, he basically wins, because whatever happens, he'll come out and he'll say, yes, that was the right thing that should have happened, you know. Whether the US go in and take him, he'll come out and say, yes, that we should have done that from the beginning.
That's right.
Or if, you know, nothing happens, then he'll be like, yes, it was right that we shouldn't have got involved, so he wins.
So, you know what? It comes down to politics as usual. You're watching newsmakers who influence the world.